Angela Simmons, can you please step to the front of the congregation? We need to have a word with you. Now, guys, the content for today comes from Angie Martinez's podcast in a video entitled Angela Simmons on the breakup of Yo Gotti. Now, before we get in there, let's unpack just a little bit beforehand. Now, Angela Simmons is daughter of Rev Run, not only a rapper, former rapper, Run DMC, but also a preacher, which makes her a preacher's daughter, okay? Now, this preacher's daughter, Angela Simmons, during like the 2000s, like the late 2000s, she was actually like a poster child for young female virginity. Now, what's interesting about that is she popped up one day pregnant by a hood dude, claiming that it just happened after the first try. The whole entire internet didn't believe her, but she wanted to maintain the preacher's daughter facade.
And after that, so it was no...
What? Running down what?
Nothing.
You got pregnant on the first try? How you...
I'm not
I ain't saying that don't exist. But
happened.
tell them to pull out. If you don't want no baby, or use a condom.
Now, unfortunately, she became a single mother after the streets caught up with the hood dude.
He calls me and she's like, I'm gonna give you a heads up. He's asking how his dad got murdered. Like,
oh my gosh.
What? So he gets on the phone and he's bawling. He's like, I don't know why he's not here, but why would somebody shoot him? And then next thing you know, the next day he's like, someone murdered him. And I'm like, what are you looking at, baby? I'm like, you can't look online because there's too much online. I don't know what you're even feeding, but I just hated that the internet told my son before I can tell him.
That is so annoying.
Man, I was so,
like that,
but I was so
so
bothered because he got the story and the narrative from online before I could even like sit him down and have that conversation. Because you know what? At 2 and 3, he was asking me like, what happened to my dad? And I was to say like a bad guy did something bad to him. You know, like I didn't like, how do you tell a kid that's 3 that what happened? You know, and he just kept asking, and he would ask his grandmother separately and other people like, so what happened? Like what? And he's only 3. So you got to imagine 3, 4-year-old asking these questions, but we're like, he's not ready to hear this.
Yeah, he's not able to process it. You know what I mean? That's the thing with the internet.
tough.
The access is good, but then you have access to stuff that your mind mentally can't really metabolize.
Super unfortunate situation, but I just find it odd that the daughter of a preacher's kid would choose a guy like that. Nevertheless, this is the time period that we've got to enter in Yo Gotti. You guys remember the song Down in the DM? All right, there was a portion of it where Yo Gotti rapped, I got a crush on Angela Simmons. Damn, Gotti, you bold. Well, I gotta let the world know, right? Now, even as I recite the lyrics to that, like I just feel weak and pathetic, right? And I just follow Angela Simmons. So anyway, so Gotti simped in various ways over Angela for years.
Hey, yo, what's poppin', Angela? This your boy, Yo Gotti. You know what it is. Look, I feel like you're a BB, you're a boss and a pretty, so I need you on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, what is it about Angela Simmons that you like? She's obviously a beautiful girl. What makes...
I just think, you know, I come from a certain culture in the street, and I always like the good girls, you know what I'm saying?
And after years of trying, it finally worked, all right? There's actually clips out there of her saying that he's the one, yada, yada, yada. But after all of that, she's back here out on these streets, single as hell, back half naked up on the Instagrams, the TikToks, and she's 37 years old. Speaking about the relationship with Yo Gotti, so let's get ready to diagnose. But what I also find interesting about all of this is both of Rev Run's daughters are single moms. And the only one that is currently married right now is JoJo.
Speaking of a kid, you were the first one to have a kid in a Simmons family of the siblings.
Yeah.
I'm obviously the only one married. I got married on TV and growing up hip hop. Hold on.
How do you know I'm not married and hiding it?
Because if you didn't tell me, I'd be very upset on this podcast right now.
But now that you guys got some context, let's get active.
But it was a while before love. Then you had another relationship.
Yeah.
Very public relationship. That people... It was weird because you guys shared a lot, but you didn't share a lot. Like we saw photos and we saw it happen, and people were invested because he kind of manifested it in a way.
Yeah, I think, you know, when it comes to me in relationships, there's a lot of times people don't even see who I date, right? And with that one, it just felt special enough to share. You know what I mean? I think we both on the same page. And then it's like, I don't believe you have to give it all to show that you're together, but, you know, it just felt right. You know,
you were having fun too, it seemed like. You were having fun with it.
For sure. I think, you know, it felt right. And like it didn't, like we both
and have our own thing going on. It's like, cool, like both these worlds came together. It's cool. Like we can share it.
And you've been quiet lately. Are you guys together still or no?
No.
No.
I'm not with him.
No.
Oh. Yeah. Not by choice, but I respect him. It's all love. Like,
it's not your choice?
I wouldn't have chose it, but it was what was best. But I wouldn't have chose it, no.
What are you saying to me right now, Angela Simmons?
I'm saying that I'm a lover. I love love. I love relationships.
This man proclaimed that he wanted to get with Angela Simmons. This man pursued you. He proclaimed it in front of everybody that he wants Angela Simmons. So you're not telling me that he ended? Did he end the relationship or did?
No, it was my choice. I had to make a decision, but I think there's a certain level of what I can share and would share publicly. You know what I mean? And I can publicly say that I'm not with him anymore. But as far as details, I would just never.
It's not your style.
Nah, I'm just not that girl. I'm just not that girl ever to share that much more. Other than we're not together.
Yeah, and he's not really that type either. So
yeah, that's my vibe though. Like I said, I could have probably been in and out of 4 or 5 other relationships people would have never known and got my feelings hurt or not or whatever, and I just wouldn't speak on it because some stuff is just better left unsaid. I feel like so I just leave things alone.
It's just that it was so public.
I know.
That's the hard part. Do you regret that? In a way or no?
No.
Because now there's curiosity.
I know.
Now people want to know what happened.
I know.
My opinion is that he started the relationship completely wrong. He was treating her like the star. So she treated him like the fan. The Yo Gotti situation, he got popular later in his life. And I kind of think of it on the flip side, like a woman who's been obese her whole life and then she lost a whole bunch of weight and now she's been upgraded a couple of points and then she's got the vying attention of a lot more dudes within her life and then she, may crash out because she don't know what to do with all of this newfound attention. That could be with Yo Gotti. He got a lot more fame, way more power, way more status, and went too hard for a young lady with the degrees of baggage is what. And I don't care how strongly well built the house is. If the foundation is trash, the house is trash. Let's go.
No, I know.
But I understand that.
I just, again, much love and respect to him and just he's doing his thing. I'm happy for him.
Ran its course. Well, that season is past.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there heartbreak involved?
My feelings were involved.
Your feelings, yeah.
Yeah. It is hard. I feel like for me with relationships, because I get really invested and I'm in. When I'm in love, I'm in love, which means I'm staying with you. But yeah, my feelings, it didn't feel good to not be with him.
What is that coming to an end unto you, or what have you learned about love? Or
I mean, you just never know. I'm a lover. I love love, and I've been in relationships where I think this is it, we're getting married, and then I'm not married. So here I am, and then life can be just really unpredictable, I think, often, and it's really hard for me, I would say, to date too, because I feel like the woman that people watch, they fantasize who that is, and they don't know me. So then maybe, and I'm not speaking specifically on him, I'm saying in general, then you get in a relationship with me and you're like, oh, I thought you were like this. I'm like, bro, that was 5 seconds of my life. This is who I am. Right. You know what I mean? And not that that's a bad thing, but you can have a fantasy of what a girl is, and then you get them and they're a bit different.
What is the fantasy of you?
I don't know. I might need to get a guy in here and interview him, because I have had a lot of guys that said they, oh, I have a crush or I like you. And I'm just well, what does that mean? Yeah.
I'll tell you what it means. What it means is that your brand, your image was perfectly crafted in your younger years because you were on TV to serve a purpose. So that is the image that a lot of people, not even just men, have in their minds. I mean, even some of it you crafted in saying that you were a virgin for that amount of time, which was not true in my honest opinion. But just a quick scroll of just her Instagram, you begin to understand exactly what she's trying to modern woman project. We got the sexuality, we got the lace clothes where you can almost see the areolas. You know, and it just keeps going on. Let's take a quick look down here. Yep. Reset, refresh, Angela. I am wellness. Loading as she caresses the side of her ass. Interesting. You telling me this was the image of the young lady who touted virginity into the late 2010s? Come on, son. She started it off with an ass looking at all of us. The nerve of her. And if you look at the TikTok, it ain't no damn better, my G. All right? That's why I tell all of my guys, study their digital footprint. They hated on me when I did it for Pop the Balloon, but it will push dividends, all right? You need to understand exactly how it is that they want themselves to be portrayed, and don't you stumble or fumble with the thought of allowing a young woman to do this while also asking you for a ring.
You know what I mean?
Based on what? Like what part
you sure
of?
you like me?
Yeah.
Do you know? You know what I mean? But I think that's a hard part for me is like growing up on TV from 17 and now is like, you think that's who I am and who I really am is like this way versus that way or whatever. It's an interesting, it's interesting.
No, totally.
It's different. I've never had, none of my friends deal with this type of mess. Like,
Yeah.
because you get to meet someone and that's who they are and you don't have no prejudgment to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like automatically, you're Run's daughter, you're going to see this, that, like, it's just mad things that, you think automatically come with it. And it'd be like, nah.
I'm a modern woman. I'm sexually liberated, you know, but I still want to be married, right? Like, the cognitive dissonance is inspiring.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You were talking about how people had a fantasy of you,
Yeah.
right? There was also like a level of fantasy put on this relationship.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And it was, number one, the way he came at you, and then it actually happened, and then
It became a whole thing.
you're in the beautiful mansions with the dress and thing, and
Right.
it's almost like there's expectations of the. I just wonder from
It's
the
like a fairy tale,
inside,
right?
did you feel like that too, or was that not how we perceived it? Did you perceive it that way?
I think everything has like what people see versus what it is, and we had a lot of great, beautiful like memories with like being together. I feel like so what they seen was really happening in real time. You know what I mean? Or like any of the pictures, like that's what was happening, and most definitely like we've had beautiful times. So,
But we only saw that. We didn't see. That's the thing about social media. Social media show you a highlight reel.
I feel like that's like anyone's relationship. Like I feel like you go to a girl's page right now and she'll have like tons of flowers up and all these purses and different stuff, and you'll be like, I want that. I've learned never to say that. I don't want nothing nobody got. But I want that. And behind the scenes, it's like they are going through it. They don't want to be together. Like you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Social media is a devil.
it's terrible.
No, it's terrible.
It's a fake book. I don't want to read it.
Now, this I can absolutely agree with. What I will say is that the younger generation, they're growing up in a time period where like so many things are just fake on the internet, right? I grew up before internet was a thing. You get up on the internet, you believe 99% of the things that you see. But even now with AI, the fact that you can't tell the difference between real video and some of these AI videos, and literally this has just begun, people look at things now with a, that's probably not real, more than ever before. But you must understand that comparing yourself to others too much will be the thief of joy.
The truth.
But you participate in the book.
Yeah, but I participate in the book of just showing things that I like. I like pictures and beautiful things.
Yeah.
Before Instagram got big, I literally had
You
probably
played
3,
into it,
5
baby.
followers, whatever it was. Like I like pictures. I like art. I'm a creative.
Yeah.
So like for me, like I just like that stuff. But I participate just in what I like to look at. That's
Yeah,
all.
but you
But
created
I'm
the
saying, like,
fantasy.
you would never know what someone's going through by social media. I just don't know. You got to be there to know. For sure.
It's just interesting because you contributed to the inflated expectations of many of these idealistic women. And also Black culture has this weird thing with like idealizing certain relationships. And the thing is too, is that I think because there's not enough like good examples within Black culture of like idealistic relationships, that if you want to step up to the plate and create that as a component of your brand, that's fine for you to do so. But then don't go back later and not act like you didn't contribute to the delusions of grandeur of many of these young modern women today. Don't you do that.
Angela Simmons, are you telling me right now you're in your single girl era again?
Yeah, I'm telling you that. She's single.
What's that like at this point in your life?
Vibing, I'm chilling.
Is it already like, are you like looking around yet, or is it too soon?
Nah, I'm just chilling.
You're just chilling.
I'm in a space where I'm just about me. And whatever that looks like, it looks like. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, nothing in specific, but I'm definitely not, like, out here like, let me go date. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm chilling.
You're going to sit and wait and see. Or just
Focus on your
God's
child.
time. So I'd be like, I don't know what that look like. God can go from this is happening this day and tomorrow it could be this. I give myself grace and space to, like, do what I want when I want to do it, as long as it ain't hurt nobody. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. You done been through some things, girl.
I have. Sometimes I forget what I've been through. I get to thinking back like, oh God, like, but you're here. You made it out.
Yeah. Are you still like, because you said you love love.
I do love love.
Do you still have that? Is it as strong?
I love love.
You do.
Nothing about that. Like, I love love. I love R&B. I love songs. Like,
really?
I love flowers.
So you have not been to the point, you have not been ruined. That has not been taken away from you.
Nah. I just like it. It's beautiful. I think it's so nice to watch. I like seeing other people happy. I love it.
And that's why I'm going to end the content here. Now, I will say that I appreciate that she didn't take the route of dragging the young brother through the mud. I always hate when I see stuff like that, and I think that my words would be a lot more visceral if she decided to do that. Nevertheless, guys, leave me your questions, comments, concerns down in the comment box down below. Do you agree with me in the things that I was saying throughout this critique, throughout this review, throughout this commentary? Let me know down in the comment box. Let's have a fantastic conversation about this, and let's continue on getting active. Until next time, you two. Peace. You is ratchet as they come. Rainbow weaves and batwing lashes. Weighing more than a man. What time is your football practice? I bet you can hit that A gift like a mug. How you big back it. Said a man must buy you gifts. Where here goes a Fitbit tracker. Are you mad? Cause you got 3 kids by 4 different dads. You pick cookies, then you bash. Oh man, when you get sad, then